God morning, everybody. I'm coming at you here live and ratchet. It's May 5th, God calling, let me choose, and God at Eventide, dangerous channels. Today's a little bit of a short one. Let's see what we got. So, God calling, let me choose. My loved ones, yes, with the heart, not the head. Men should think of me, and then worship would be instinctive. If we all thought with our hearts, right? Which God is saying right here, which God intended us to think with, right? Emotional, caring, compassionate, qualities of Jesus Christ, then all would worship him. It just makes so much more sense. But when we start getting in our heads and we start trying to think extremely logical about things, right? Which is like a probable fallacy that we all can do, right? Because logical, is only things based off our own understanding, and our own understanding isn't the true understanding, especially if we don't have God in our lives. So how can it be right? Then the worship will be instinctive if we just do it with our hearts. Breathe in my very spirit, in pure air and fervent desire. Keep the eye of your spirit ever upon me, the window of your soul open toward me. You have ever to know that all things are yours, that what is lovely I delight to give you. Empty your mind of all that limits. Whatever is beautiful you can have. Leave more and more than the choice to me. You will have no regrets. That's something I feel like everyone needs to hear. The moment you're able to just relinquish your power to God and say, God, I trust in you. God, I accept whatever path you have for me. God, please just guide me down where you need me to be led. Then your whole life is just going to be so much easier. You're not going to be forcing things. Forcing things is always the worst. It's always so difficult. It's always so cumbersome, so tiresome, right? You always have to always be in your own head, thinking about this, thinking about that, always be in control of everything. It's just so difficult. It's not how we were meant to be. That's why it is difficult, right? We were meant to have God in our lives, to have him choose for us, to have him bear that responsibility, right? So empty your mind of all that limits. So today it's very much about leading with your heart instead of your mind, right? That first section, right? My loved ones, yes, with the heart, not the head. Men should think of me, and then worship would be instinctive. And then empty your mind of all that limits. Whatever is beautiful you can have. Leave more and more the choice to me. You will have no regrets. So empty your mind of all that limits. God is saying all that limits is everything in your mind. Isn't that crazy? Empty your mind of all that limits. Everything that limits is the things in your mind, in your own mind, your own selfish, personal mind, the things that you think you need, the things that you think you want, the things that you think you can do. Those things are limiting you. Even if you think you can become a billionaire within a year, right? Even if you know you're like, I have the skill set to do that, that is still limited. That billion in a year is so inconsequential to what God has in store for you, for what his plan is for you. Every single thing you think you can do in this life is going to be limited if you always think with your head and never with God, never with your soul, never with your heart. And that's what God's saying right here. So let him choose. It's going to make your life easier, and it's going to make your life better. Why would you not do it? I feel like it's an infomercial. God at Eventide, dangerous channels. Savior, quote, Savior, let me be a channel for thy mighty power, unquote. That's crazy. We all need to be doing that. We all need to say, God, let's be a channel, right? We've talked about this on this channel so many times. Jesus is the living water. The water needs to flow. It needs to flow through a pipe, right? We have to be God's pipe. We have to be God's system of getting Jesus to people, right? Not only so he can flow through us, so that we can be unblocked, so that we can have the living water flowing through us, Jesus Christ flowing through us at all times, making us functional, making us better, right? But also so that we can use it to get to other people. First, you must be kept by that mighty power, for it must be consecrated life to be so used. My power passing through wrong channels would work harm. It could not be. The alloy of the channel would poison the spirit flood. So God is saying, right, that if his love, if his water, if his grace, if his everything passes through the wrong channel, right? He says the alloy poison from that would tarnish the whole spirit flood. So God's saying, right, imagine there's a whole pool, a whole reservoir somewhere, right? And that's God, right? That's a pool of Jesus. And there's like a million different pipes surrounding it, all pushing water in, kind of like a sewage system. And those pipes are us, right? And we're pushing water and we're flowing water in, right? And that's Jesus. We're just pumping it through. We're getting it to everywhere it needs to go, right? We're supplying all the houses that needs it, right? And there's one pipe over here that is wrong. There's one pipe over here that should not be there, but it's still pumping water through, right? It's misusing Jesus, doing all these things. And then it gets into the water. It tarnishes the whole water supply. One little pipe can tarnish a million other pipes things. God's saying right here, why would that be the case? Why are you unworthy? Why are you someone that could ever be in that position? God's saying you're not. God's saying that can't happen. That dangerous channels are just not something that he allows into his kingdom, right? You are worthy of it. You are okay. Nothing you will ever do can be unforgiven. God always loves you. You are always the right channel, guys. you can never truly tarnish yourself. You never truly tarnish God's kingdom as long as you just keep coming back. You lead with love. You lead with your spirit, which we talked about. I love you guys so much. That is May 5th. And with that, I will say amen.